Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hello, Teng'a here, and today I'm going to do yet again another off-the-cuff video. This one based upon what I have learned through my various fandoms into sci-fi. And I'm going to start with my oldest to my most recent fandoms in this video. So there we go. Alright, that's about as good as I can get it. Alright, yes, I am a sci-fi fan, and I'm a fan of many different sci-fis, not just one overall. So let's begin on what I've learned. Through Star Trek, my first fandom, I learned two things. One, never to judge a person on their physical form, but to judge them on their psychological form. I don't think I have to go too deep into explaining what I mean by that. Oh, great. What a time to get something in your eye, right? Two, the second thing I learned from Star Trek is to live my life as though I am a member of a meritocracy as opposed to a capitalist democracy or any other type of government. What do I mean by meritocracy? What I mean by is this: live my life as though I live in a world or live in a country or region where merit is what you're judged upon more than your voice, more than your appearance, more than what you can physically contribute to society. Plainly, if you're a trustworthy, reliable individual, you're leaned on more than if you're someone who's unreliable, who's untrustworthy and unreliable, even if your financial situations are drastically different. Me, I'm disabled, so I got enough to survive, but not much more than what I need to survive and have a little safety net. And now we go and we look into the mind and search for the droids we are looking for in Star Wars, in what Star Wars has taught me. Yeah, laugh if you wish. The thing I have learned through Star Wars is also twofold. Mainly, that no matter how desperate the situation is, always meditate upon what you're about to do because you never know what the end result will be. One second. Okay, let's see if that does any better. A little. Not much, but little. But does some. What I have learned from that is one of the things that I have learned from Star Wars. Because through the right pressuring in the right way, they ended up with the Galactic Empire forming under their noses, being led by a Sith. The other thing I have learned through Star Wars is how fine a line there is between being good and being evil. That in mind, I have learned to meditate upon what is good, what is right, and what is evil, what is wrong. Now, hopefully, I don't have to get into too much about that in particular because I could spend hours talking about that if I wanted to. And well, I don't think YouTube would forgive me if I dropped a 4-hour video. And I know you're not going to be sitting there through one. Then I found myself fandoming into the Stargate and its spin-offs. SG-1, SG Atlantis, SG Universe. Not a fan of Universe that much, but it's in there, so I'll lump it in. Stargate again reinforced what Star Trek taught me about not viewing the form before viewing the person. But it also taught me that just because we hold something to be true doesn't mean it necessarily is. It could just be the truth according to X, and X is the one in charge, therefore we accept it. To evaluate the truth based upon what you know of in yourself. And through that, I learned that never give up hope. How many enemies did they face? Countless. If it wasn't the Goa'uld of the week, it was the Ori. If it wasn't the Ori, it was the Replicators. And if it happened to be outside the galaxy that was happening in, you ended up with the Wraith. All enemies of vast superior techniques, technology, and numbers, yet we prevailed through hope, through tactical thinking, being careful with what we, with how we fire, and to be polite and be open to dialogue. And I thought this was going to be a little bit shorter. Sorry about that. Then, what happened 2000, 2001? Doctor Who came to America in a big way with the reinitialization of Doctor Who. And I learned again, and this one's the doozy, not that if you love someone, the exterior shouldn't matter worth a damn as long as it's illegal. As long as it is legal to love that person, do so. Or whether, let's just not say the word legal, but what is within ethical reason. As well as it helped teach me to be an open mind to how I study history, because I'm not studying history as I'm not the observer. I'm not observing history. I'm just learning what I'm learning through. I'm learning what others have said happened after reading of it or being told. So we're not getting the full story to look deeper, to look for the other side of the story, not just go with what we have on our written down on our paper. Now that being said, though, yes, I know these are all lessons I have learned from sci-fi, but as fictional as they are still unbelievably true and worth mentioning, worth studying, worth taking to heart, to take these lessons to heart, because that's really what matters. Is the lesson. It's the lesson that you take to heart, not the form in which it comes in. Come in this, come through music, come through anything. Just take the lesson to heart and run with it and absorb it. Now I'm going to stop the video right now and ask you to please comment below. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I would greatly appreciate it. And I am out.